Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Tuesdays with Dr. T. I am back from Bangladesh, Alhamdulillah, with all of your dua and prayers. Alhamdulillah, my sister is also doing pretty well. And I have been here for like 2 days now, but I feel like I haven't spoken to you guys for quite a long time. I would say like 3 weeks, right? So I hopped on today. We are going to talk about diet charts. Okay. So the number one question, either privately or publicly, I'm asked is give me a diet chart. Okay. Give me a diet chart. So the thing is, today we are going to discuss about what is a diet chart specifically, because I feel like some of you are confused on diet charts, what it actually means, why you need a diet chart for your child. Okay. The third thing we're going to talk about is why you should not follow typical or general diet charts. You know, why you should not ask somebody randomly to give you a diet chart for your child, because diet charts need to be specific. Okay. And the fourth thing that we're going to discuss today is some cautionary tales on why you should be very particular about diet charts and whatnot. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. And let's start. Okay. The first thing that you need to know, what is a diet chart? So typically we think diet chart is like a chart whereby, you know, what you're going to feed in the morning, what you're going to feed in the lunch, for breakfast, for dinner, for snacks, those things will be written, right? So the thing is, when you are following or looking for a diet chart, you are actually looking for the right thing. The diet chart is very important for your child. It needs to be specifically made for the age of your child, for the gender of your child, because male kids and female kids don't have same needs. Okay, maybe similar needs, but not exactly same needs. Okay. And then we have to think about whether your child needs to put on weight. You need to follow on or focus on weight gain, or you need to focus on weight loss, or do you need to focus on brain development, or do you want to focus on gut healing, and all of those things in between. Okay, so a diet chart needs to be age specific, gender specific, specific for your child's needs. For example, weight gain or loss, brain development, gut healing, and all of those things. Okay. Walaikum assalam. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. So I described just now a little bit on what is a diet chart. So typically you go to a nutritionist or a clinical dietitian, and then you discuss about your child's need, and then your goals, what you want for your child. And then the dietitian or nutritionist will take into consideration whether your child has any allergies, whether your child has any intolerances, whether your child has any deficiencies, let's say iron deficiency or zinc deficiency, calcium, magnesium, all of those deficiencies. So your child's deficiencies needs to be taken under serious consideration when a professional is going to make a diet chart for your child. So just asking somebody like, I just give me a diet chart is actually not the right thing to do, because it might cause some trouble in future, which we are going to talk about in the end. So stay until that. The next thing that we are going to talk about is why you need a right diet chart for your child. Okay. So let's say if I take my son to a dietitian or a clinical nutritionist, his current need, his weight, his needs, whether he has any intolerances and allergies, all of those things will be either tested or previously tested results will be taken under consideration. And then the dietitian would ask me, do I want any specific needs or goals to be met for the child? So the reason why we want to go to a professional to get a diet chart is the professional will be able to give me the right combination of nutrition for my son's need. Okay? Your child needs the right combination of nutrition for your child's specific needs. Okay? So for example, if a child has low hemoglobin, then that child will need more iron-rich food. Okay? if a child has dietary restrictions, for example, if your child has allergies, we need to take that under consideration. So if you just follow something on the internet and you don't know whether your child has allergies or intolerances very clearly, then you might cause harm to your child's health. Okay, that's why we have to be very careful. The second reason why we need a diet chart is that to reduce supplementation. So we are going crazy in the world looking for supplementation because we think like, okay, my child doesn't eat, he's a picky eater, and he has a deficiency of a lot of bunch of vitamins and minerals. So what's the easiest thing for me to do? The easiest thing for me to do is buy a supplement. Okay, because you have this flashy advertisement going on, big companies giving you advertisements, and sometimes even advocates, autism moms and autism dads sometimes share that they have used such and such X, Y, and Z supplements, and their child is now speaking, their child is now sleeping, their child is now talking, their child is now doing everything that you want your child to achieve. So what do? That supplement box is just $100. Let me just buy it because that is affordable. That is easy to do, easy to follow, and whatnot, right? So here's the thing. I need you to understand something very clearly. Supplements are supplemental. They are not the main source of nutrition. Number one. Number two, when you give supplements in synthetic form, which I tell you 99% of the brands you can get your hands on, those are synthetic supplements, synthetic based vitamins and minerals. Your child's body ain't gonna digest those things and ain't gonna absorb those things and not gonna utilize those things. So what you are doing, those $100 is just flushed into the toilet. Your child is essentially doing expensive pee and expensive poop. Okay, so supplementation needs to be very carefully considered and sourced from natural food and whatnot. So when we go for a diet chart, it helps us reduce supplementation because over supplementation causes physiological damage to your child. Over supplementation causes neurological damage to your child. Over supplementation causes a lot of toxins to build up in the system because your child's body is not ready to digest, absorb, assimilate, and eliminate those extra things from the body. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Please let me know in the comments if you're understanding what I'm saying. If not, also let me know and ask me questions. I love answering your question, okay? The third reason why you need a diet chart specifically made for your child is it's gonna target specific symptoms and needs for your child. So for example, even in our program, we see variety of kids, right? 2 years old, 3 year old, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, like that. So sometimes we see that some kids, they have bloating issues. So if your child has bloating issues, if your child has constipation, I'm not going to give the same thing to your child as I am giving to a child who's having diarrhea. I'm not going to give the same combination of nutrients for a child who is, who is having a lot of sensory issues, who's having a lot of toxin buildups and, symptoms that I can understand from liver damage or, liver not working properly. That child will not have the same combination of nutrients, same combination of food as another child whose systems maybe are in a better condition. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you're understanding. So specific symptoms and needs need to be considered. And another thing, it's really hard to find clinical dietitian who works for autism brain development. Walaikum assalam, Mahbubapu. It's really hard to find clinical dietitian or professionals who work for autism brain development. So if you just go to a random clinical nutritionist or dietitian, their expertise is not gonna same as somebody who works for autism kids. Okay? I hope you're understanding. So here is one thing. Okay. So this live is actually for the general public. And if you are a student of mine and if you have questions, please ask the question in your student group, okay? Not in here. Okay. So the fourth thing that we are going to talk about is why you need the diet chart is the reason as brain development and digestion and absorption needs for your child. So for example, I might say that give this child more broths, give this child more soft cooked food because this child cannot digest food properly. And maybe for the other kid, I might give them a more regular texture of food because that child's digestion system is maybe working better. Okay, so you have to consider, or your clinical dietitian has to consider those needs as well. Because when we are talking about autism kids, what is autism? It's a neurodevelopmental delay. It's not a permanent condition in a way that it's severe. It's going to be severe all throughout the life. No, you can recover lost milestones. You can recover speech. You can recover communication, understanding, eye focus, and all of those things. But it might take more time for your kid because your kid might have more needs to be met. Okay? All right. So another question by autism recovery. I'm not saying autism is a disease. It needs to be cured. What I'm saying is you can get back, recover the lost milestones that your child should have achieved at the age that he is, at the age that your child is. Okay. All right. So now moving on to the third thing that we're going to talk about is why you should not follow or ask for general charts. Okay. Which the number one question I get heard all the time, I get asked all the time is, Dr. T, please give me a diet chart. Your program is expensive. I cannot get the full program. Please give me a diet chart. So here is the thing. Just now I was saying not all clinical dietitians are, working on brain development, right? Autism kids. So your child's brain development need is not gonna be fulfilled only through a diet chart. Let me repeat that again. Your child's brain developmental needs are not gonna be matched, are not gonna be acquired by only following a diet chart. Your child needs a lot of other things. We're gonna talk about it in the end, inshallah. So the reason why you should not follow a general diet chart or just any diet chart of the internet without getting it personalized for your child is, number one, it's not specific. It's not personalized for your child's need. Okay. Number two, it does not target or it's not customized for your child's problems also. So for example, your child's food intolerances, you might not be very accurately aware of that because here's the thing. Allergies are very easy to determine because if your child is eating something allergic, your child's body will show reactions, right? But if your child is eating something intolerant or sensitive, then your child's body might not show direct problems like, hives and allergic reactions, but your child will have more regression. Your child will have more tantrum. Your child will have more anger. Your child will have more frustration, mood issues, sleep issues, communication difficulties, and also digestive troubles as well, which is, constipation is one of the things that happens to a child who is eating something intolerant. Okay. Along with the gut dysbiosis that is present already. So you have to make sure that you get specific about the need of your child and the goals that you have for your child and get a professional who works on autism kids' brain development. Okay. The third reason why you should not follow just general diet charts is because it can cause your child to have more problem than help. Okay, it might cause trouble for your child. It might cause intolerance for your child, even allergic reaction, asphylection, and other problems. Because maybe you haven't tried avocado before for your child. Avocado is typically a safe food, okay? Maybe you haven't tried avocado for your child, but you saw this very nice free or maybe $10 or $15 diet chart, and then you try to give your child the avocado, then you might see a reaction for your child. So you think that avocado is definitely a very gentle and very nutritious fruit. So why is my child reacting to it? The reason why your child might react to something which is perfectly normal and healthy and maybe superfood is because your child's body cannot digest the food properly. Your child's body is taking that food as enemy and trying to fight the food off. Okay, so all of those things are the reason why you need to be very careful in not just following typical or general diet charts. And the next time you are going to ask me to get you a diet chart, I'm going to tell you to watch this video again. Okay, all right. The last thing that I want to say to you guys is a cautionary tale. So I have had a little bit of request from a lot of you guys to shorten my live, so which is why I am going to be doing it under 30 minutes, inshallah. So far we have spoken for 19 minutes. Okay. Let me know if you feel like a longer training is more for you or a shorter training is more for you. I am here to guide you, to give you resources, to help you, to hold your hand in a way that feels comfortable for you. So please let me know in the comment if you prefer longer lives or a shorter lives or somewhere in between. Okay? So some cautionary tales. The number one, I mentioned it already, but I'm repeating it again because it needs repeating. Diet is just 20 to 30% of your child's brain development need. Let me repeat it again. Diet is just 20 to 30% of what your child needs for his brain development. The other 70% of the needs of your child comes from the other pillars. Remember, detoxification, lifestyle, need-based parenting, the mindset of the mother and the father, but mostly the mother who's the primary caregiver, right? So if diet is just 20 to 30%, you cannot just get to a, go to a dietitian, get a diet chart for your child and then call it a day. So a lot of the times I get comments from parents who says that, I have been on this specific diet for my child, but I don't see much results. I don't see much improvement. The reason why you don't see improvements with diet charts or diet change is because your child needs other support. Only diet change is not gonna solve a lot of the issues, because you might change the diet, you might give him better food, but your child needs to be able to digest those food, absorb the nutrition, eliminate the toxins. So a lot of the time autism kids have poor detox channels and pathways working properly. Okay, poor elimination pathways. So if your child specifically has constipation, then a lot of the toxins are stored in your child's body. Okay, so stored toxins need to be removed. Then exposure to toxins needs to be removed. Then lifestyle needs to be grounded, nourishing, nurturing, and protective and safe and calm. Your child needs a lot of love, a lot of understanding, giving him or her the need that she has. Accepting autism is not same as rejecting your child's need. I might accept my son. I accepted my son having autism. Here's the thing. When he was first diagnosed, me, my husband, and my in-laws, we said like it's a joke. My son don't have autism. My son don't have any problem. So we preferred to close our eyes and not see the problem. But was that really solving his problem? No. His problems kept on getting more and more and more until closing my eyes was not working. I had to open my eyes. I had to find ways to help my child because I could not find a professional who was agreeing with me that my child deserves a better life. A lot of the time, when we go to, professionals, doctors, they don't agree with us. And if you go to a doctor or pediatrician and you don't feel like you're being heard or seen, change the doctor, because you have the right. They are not everything. They are not knowing of everything, because most of the doctors, they don't study nutrition. They don't study gut imbalances. They don't study about the mind body connection as well as gut and brain connections. They don't even study latest research. The books that they're studying is maybe 50 years old, 30 years old, and then that time autism was not this much prevalent as now. Okay, so the diet is not the only thing. You need to focus on your child's lifestyle, nutrition, detox protocols, mindset, and all of those things in between. So as a summary, I would say that it's very important for you to look for a dietitian who works in autism brain development, who knows about the gut brain axis, who knows about gut dysbiosis causing digestion issues, causing psychological and mental issues for the child, as well as you all. So that is very much important, which is why we have Pooja Chatterjee working under us. She is a clinical dietitian. She is also our ex-student. So her child was severe on the spectrum, and now, alhamdulillah, her daughter is really thriving, speaking, having friends, going to a regular school, alhamdulillah, all of those things. And this is one of the reasons why I kept on saying that you need to have a professional, like the diet charts. Even I don't make the diet charts for the clients, okay? Because I'm not a dietitian. I'm a pharmacist with knowledge on natural medicine. So I focus on detoxification more. And then I let her talk about the diet part because she's the one who's more professional and knowledgeable on that. Plus, she has the knowledge of our program and our protocols, okay? And then I also work on the mindset of the mother because yesterday also I was listening to this amazing podcast. I'll link it in the description. Even that podcast, it was about a very highly accomplished doctor was talking about the mindset of the caregiver. And then she agreed with our point of view is that the mother, being the primary caregiver, needs to be on her best self so that she can understand, eliminate, focus, and prioritize the needs of her child. Okay, so your physiological, mental, emotional health and need is also very much important, as much as the diet of your child. Okay, so if you have more question about diet charts, please let me know in the comments. I am pretty much at the end of the talk. I feel like I haven't spoken enough, so it's just my personal preference. Let me know if you like this sort of like short, spunky things, and if you have any questions for me, I will be very happy to answer you all. And right behind me is a pile of dresses and stuff that I got from Bangladesh. I have to attend to them. I'll see you guys soon. Please remember, here's the thing. You have to understand that your child's brain developmental needs need to have proper support. You cannot focus on just one topic, let's say just diet chart, and call it a day. You cannot focus on just finding some supplements and call it a day, because your child's body needs specific support. And the brain, when it develops properly, when the obstacles for your child's brain developments are removed, when the toxins, neurotoxins, which affects the brain, which clouds the brain and fogs the brain, are removed, then you get a child who's talking, alhamdulillah, who's speaking, who's having communication, who's doing a healthy, your child is not falling ill every now and then. He can go to school, he can take care of himself, and inshallah someday make you very, very proud of being an autism mom. How cool would that be? Okay, that would be very cool for me. So I'll see you in the next one. Allah Hafiz. Take care.